Welcome back. Approaching 7:45 on your Thursday morning. A lot happening around Denver, of course, as we jump into spring. More people are getting outside. And joining us this morning is Denver Mayor Michael Hancock.
Yeah,
good morning.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Mayor, as always. Looking good for spring today. We want to talk a little bit about safety and the STAR program, which has recently expanded. This is the program that we know sends counselors, crisis counselors, instead of police to some calls. So what do you see this evolving into?
I think it's going to continue to evolve and expand, quite frankly. It's been a successful, enormously successful program. And really not so much a program as a value, recognizing that we don't need to have lethal law enforcement show up whenever there is a crisis, that we can be smarter, more strategic about who shows up and who renders help. And over 80,000 calls already with the STAR program, and it's been very successful. I expect that it will continue to grow. I've just been proud that we were able to bring it about and to make it a huge part of Denver's emergency response program.
Yeah, been a model around the country. And speaking of public safety, the city has put up 20-mile-an-hour speed limit signs, a big part of Vision Zero to hopefully eliminate traffic deaths. And we see more modes of transportation hitting the streets now. How does lowering the speed limit factor into that?
Well, Brian, study after study shows the faster we're going, the more fatal or dangerous it is for pedestrians and motorists coming in contact. 20 miles an hour, particularly in our residential area, gives everyone an opportunity to survive if there is an accident involving a pedestrian and automobile. And as we, declared our commitment to Vision Zero some time ago, we've not been very good at it. And we recognize that speed reduction, environmental design, as well as people, not allowing themselves to be distracted, are the best ways for us to keep people safe on our roads, whether you're riding a bike, driving a car, or walking. And so this is a huge step in the right direction to keep everyone safer, particularly in our residential communities.
Well, on the matter of public health here, the COVID national emergency is ending next week. So we've been talking a lot about remote work and how a lot of governments are still allowing that. Your administration has allowed people working for the city to work from home still. Is that going to change now that the pandemic is largely behind us? Or do you think that this is here to stay? I know the next administration could change things.
They could, but I'll tell you what, I would really strongly encourage them not to. I think this new normal in terms of remote work is not so much about related to COVID, although it started on COVID. This is now a new normal. This is the culture, and employees are expecting greater flexibility, the ability to work from home if possible, and we recognize that. Otherwise, you're going to continue to have a hard time recruiting for people to come work in the city and county of Denver. It used to be when we grew up, and my mother was almost a 30-year employee of government. This was the job. I mean, you had security, you had longevity. It's not that way anymore. Young people are moving about their mobile and their career selections, and you got to have the ability to track them. And one of them is flexibility, the ability to work from home. And so today, city employees are asked to at least spend 3 days a week in the office. The other 2, they can work remotely, given their job and the approval of their supervisor.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment.
Yeah, interesting.
Speaking of working remotely, you are a mayor on the move. Axios tallied your travel expenses, places in Europe that you've gone, Africa, Japan, all within the last 6 months. So certainly busy as you round out your tenure as mayor here, to a cost of about $85,000 though. What do you feel like you gained from these trips? Why would you say they were worth it?
First of all, good for Axios. I hope they, I think as the media looks at these opportunities, the one things that we've been committed to, and I came in office in 2011 saying we must get on the global stage and be globally competitive. Unfortunately, in the third term, COVID interrupted our progress. We would take 2, maybe 3 international trips a year, and they're not, fun trips in terms of going out to have a good time. These trips are about attracting direct flights, which we've been able to land 19 direct flights and almost 10 new foreign or international airlines to Denver National Airport, as well as direct foreign investment. And we have new companies that are in Denver that were not in Denver in 2011, primarily because of our convenience and direct connect to the countries that they are based in. This has meant millions of dollars in economic development and thousands of jobs in Denver. And so I'm proud of the accomplishments we've made. It was Africa or Europe. We're on the precipice of finally having a direct flight to the continent of Africa. We do not have today. And as an international destination, you simply cannot overlook Africa. And let me say this before we go. I was amazed that no one came back in the media and said, wow, Denver saw this first. We went to Africa in late January, late February, early March. Who went to Africa after us? The Secretary of State and the Vice President of the United States, saying this is the critical strategic destination for economic development and establishment around the world. And no one mentioned that. We saw it, we went, and we are close to establish. I'm looking forward to hosting the Ethiopian mayor to Denver in the next week or so.
Oh, wow. We will certainly follow up on that. Finally, we do want to ask you about the changes to the land use bill, which we know you have spoken out against. A lot of city leaders have, because of the way it takes some of the local control away on zoning issues. But housing is so expensive, and so what do you support? Some of the latest changes in it. It does allow for some ADUs, more high density housing near transit hubs. Anything else that would make you support this measure?
I am headed in just a few moments into the office and I'll receive a more thorough briefing on what has changed in the legislature. I know they were up all night. I was talking to some senators last night. They were planning to be in for a very late night as they get ready for the session next week. But let me say this: we share the values of the governor and the legislature in terms of moving expediently toward affordable housing and looking at the laws and the opportunities that will create more affordable housing in Colorado. The process is where we found the flaws and the concerns about the process. One thing we cannot do is preempt local control. And as I shared with the governor, listen, we can sit down, we can form a solid strategy toward affordable housing, but we as local governments will not lay on the table our ability to control the decisions of land use, period.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Mayor, thank you. Hopefully next time we talk to you, we can talk about the Nuggets being in the Western Conference Finals and see if that becomes a thing. I know. Mayor, always good to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, you both have a great day. Take care.
All right. Lisa.